Assalamu alaikum dear students. Here I am your maths teacher from IYS school. Today we are going to start our online class for class 6 mathematics. Here are some instructions, you must follow them. Don't raise hand during teaching. Ask question at the end of the teaching. Use hand free if you are using mobile and headphones for the computer use. Feed your ID and password properly with your name and class. Take care of time for attending the class. Home task should be done in fair copy of the subject. If there is any disconnectivity during the teaching, try to join again within 5 to 10 minutes. Now here's the chapter number 5, ratio and proportion, on the page number 74 to 82. Here are the topics of the day. Define ratio and proportion. Explain to write the ratios. Define antecedent and consequent. Solve exercise 5.1, 5.2 and 5.3. Solve word problems through direct proportion method. Now here is a ratio. What is a ratio? Comparison of two similar quantities is called a ratio, which may be written as A to B or as a fraction A upon B. A ratio may compare a selected number of parts to the other parts in the whole, or compare the selected number of parts in the total number of all parts in the whole. Just like part to part means 4 ratio 6 is a part to part, or we write that part to whole means 4 upon 10 part to whole. Now, a ratio can be written as 4 to 6 in a word in a word form, uh, 4 to 6 in a number form, 4 ratio 6, or in a fraction form 4 upon 6. The numbers in a ratio are called terms. A ratio may have more than two terms, for example, 4 ratio 5, ratio 3, and ratio 1. Now, 4 ratio 6, okay, this side of the ratio is called antecedent, and another side of the ratio is called the consequent. Now, here we start the exercise number 5.1 on the page number 75 to 76. Here are the question number 1, which is the establish ratio between the following sets of shape. Taking left one as the antecedent, write the ratios in the simplest form. Now, the first part is here is a box in which the 4 circles are there, and in the another box there are 6 circles there. Firstly, we write the ratios between them and then simplify them if there is possibility. Now, the first one is 4 circle here, then we make the ratio here, and here we write the 6. Now 4 ratio 6, okay, there is a simplification between them, so we simplify them and we write 2 ratio 3. This is the simplest form of this ratio. Now another question from the same exercise, question number 2. Here we have the 3 circle in the first square and the 4 rectangles in the another box. Now there are 3 circles, so here we write the 3 ratio 4. Now there is no simplest form of this, so we write the direct answer is here. Now the same question for the question number 3 is there are 5 rectangles here and 3 circles. So here we write 5 ratio 3. Okay, there is no simplest form is here, so this is the final answer. Now in the question number 4, here we have the 3 rectangle hairs and the 9 circles here. So here we write the 3 ratio 9. Now after simplification we have 1 ratio 3. Now the question number 5, in question number 5 the first box having the 8 rectangle and the second box having the 6 rectangle. So here we write 8 ratio 6. Then after simplification we write here 4 ratio 3. Okay, this is the final answer because no more simplification is possible here. Okay, now in question number 6, here we have the 6 circles and 6 rectangles in another box. So here we write 6 ratio 6. After simplification, we write 1 ratio 1. Okay, students. Here we have the question number 7 from the same exercise. What is the ratio of 16 bananas to 2 dozen bananas? Okay, here we have started solution. First of all, 16 bananas ratio to the 2 dozen bananas. Now, we know that 1 dozen is equals to 12 bananas. So, 16 ratio 2 multiplied by 12. Now, 16 ratio 24, and after simplification we get the answer 2 ratio 3. Okay, this simplification is possible through the table of 8, because 8 2 is 16 and 8 3 is 24. Okay, they are cancelled or they are simplifying by the same table. This is the final answer because there is no possibility to solve it further. Now, the question number 8 is, what is the ratio of days in a week to the months in a year? Now here we start a solution. First of all, we know that 1 week is equals to 7 days and 1 year is equals to 12 months. Now here we find the ratio between the days in a week to the ratio months in a year. Now here we write the 7 days in a week and 12 months in a year. So there is no simplification possible is there. So it is the answer 7 ratio 12. Now the question number 9 is, what is the ratio of 20 centimeter to the 1 meters? Here is our solution. Okay, we know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. So 20 centimeters to the ratio 1 meter and 20 centimeters to the ratio 100 centimeters. Okay, here we convert this meter into centimeters. So here we write 100 centimeters. Now after simplification we get 1 ratio 5. Okay, this is the final answer. Now from the question number 10 we have, what is the ratio of 1 kg to 400 grams? Here are our solution. Okay, we know that 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams. So 1 kg to the ratio 400 grams. Now we convert this kilograms into grams. So here we write 1000 grams to the ratio 400 grams. Now after simplification we get 5 ratio 2. Okay, this is the final answer. Now, in the question number 11, what is the ratio of 750 milliliters to the 2 liters? Here is our solution. First of all, we know that 1 liters is equals to 1000 milliliters. So we have 750 milliliters to the ratio 2 liters. Now we convert this liters into milliliter. Here we write 750 milliliters to the ratio 2 multiplied by 1000 milliliters. Now 750 milliliters to the ratio 2000 milliliters. Then after simplification we get 75 ratio 200. Then further more simplification we get 15 ratio 40. Then after more simplification we get 3 ratio 8. Okay, their simplification is possible by the same table. Okay, now this is the final answer, which is 3 ratio 8. Now in the next question, which is question number 14, there are 50 cars and 15 parking spaces. Okay, what is the ratio of number of parking spaces to the number of cars? Here we ask a solution. Okay, number of parking spaces to the ratio number of cars. Now the number of parking spaces is 15. So here we write the 15 ratio 50. The number of cars are 50. Now after simplification by the same table, we get 3 ratio 10. Okay, there is no more simplification between 3 and 10. So this is the final answer. Now students, we move towards the another topic, which is the equivalent ratios. Now what are the equivalent ratios? Equivalent fractions or ratios are in proportion because they are equal of value. How they are equal of value? Just like we have a complete circle. If we divide a circle into two parts, then we write as 1 upon 2. Okay, if we divide further the half circle into two parts, then we write 2 upon 4 is equals to 4 upon 8 is equals to 8 upon 16 is equals to 16 upon 32. Okay, student, as you see, all the semicircles are same, but we divided the semicircle into two parts. So here we write 2 upon 4. Why we write the 2 upon 4? Because the complete circle having the 4 parts. Okay, here we divide the semicircle into 4 parts. So here we write 4 upon 8. Now here we divide the semicircle into 8 parts. So the semicircle having the 8 parts and the other semicircle again the 8 parts. So the complete parts are 16. So here we write in the fraction form, which is 8 upon 16. The similar in the way if we divide the semicircle into 16 parts. So here we write the complete circle is 16 upon 32. Now if we write these fractions into ratio form, then here we write 1 ratio 2 is equals to 2 ratio 4 is equals to 4 ratio 8 is equals to 8 ratio 16 is equals to 16 ratio 32. These are the equivalent ratios. Okay, students, as you see, we write the numerator as the antecedent and the denominator as the consequent. Now, students, these ratios are the equivalent ratios because they are equal. Now, what is the proportion? Okay, a sentence that states that two ratios are equivalent is called a proportion. Okay, here we have a proportion 1 ratio 2, proportion to the 4 ratio 8. Okay, a sentence that states that two ratios are equivalent is called a proportion. As you see, students, 1 ratio 2 is equivalent to the 4 ratio 8. So this is called a proportion. Now again, the another example, 1 ratio 3 is proportion to the 4 ratio 12 because these two ratios are equivalent, so we call them a proportion. Now another example, 2 ratio 3 is proportion to the 8 ratio 12. Okay, this is also a proportion because these two ratios are equivalent ratios. Now, students, the product of extremes and the product of extremes means of the proportion are equal. How they are equal? 1 ratio 2 is proportion to the 4 ratio 8. Here we already know that the 1 ratio 2 is equivalent to the ratio 4 ratio 8. So the product of extreme and means of these proportion are equal. How they are equal? If we multiply 1 multiplied by 8 is equals to 2 multiplied by 4. As you see, students, 1 multiplied by 8 and 2 multiplied by 4. Now, what is the proportion? Thus we conclude that a ratio B is equals to C ratio D. Here we suppose the numbers are A, B, C and D. So here we write in the form of proportion A ratio B is equals to C ratio D. If we have A upon B is equals to C upon D, so these are the A and D are the extremes and B and C are the means. So the product of extremes is equals to the product of means. I repeated, students, please listen me carefully. Here we have, suppose that the numbers are A, B, C and D, and if we have in the fraction form A upon B is equals to C upon D. So we have A and D are the extremes and their product is the product of extreme is equals to the product of mean, and the means are C and B are the mean values. Now students, here we start our exercise which is 5.2 on the page number 77. Okay, this is just an example to understand what are the extreme value and what are the mean values. As you see, students, if there is right a proportion, this is the first term, this called the second term, this called the third term, and this one the fourth term. Okay, the first and the fourth term are called the extremes and the second and the third term are called the means. Now we start our exercise, which is exercise 5.2. The question is find the value of x in the following proportion. Okay. The first case is when x is when x on fourth place. Okay, now in question number 1 we have 3 ratio 5 proportion 12 ratio x. Okay, as you see, student, x is on fourth place, so here we start a solution, which is we write the proportion here 3 ratio 5 proportion 12 ratio x. Now these are the extreme values. The first term and the fourth term are the extreme value, and the middle term, which are second term and third term, are the mean values. So here we write the formula, which is product of extremes is equals to product of means. Now students, we multiply 3 by x. So here we write 3x is equals to 5 multiplied by 12. 5 multiplied by 12 means they are the mean values. So here we simplify them. Okay, 3 is multiplied with the x, 3 is divided on the other side. So here we write 5 multiplied by 12 divided by 3. After simplification, we get x is equals to 20. So the value of x, which is unknown in the question, is 20. Okay, this is the answer. Now, this one is the third part of the same exercise, when x on the second place. Okay, if we have x on the second place in our question, how we solve then? It is the question number 3, 9 ratio x proportion 54 ratio 60. Now here we start a solution which is 9 ratio x proportion 54 ratio 60. Now the same formula we have, product of extreme is equals to product of mean. As we know that the first and the fourth term are the extreme values. So here we write their product, which is the 9 multiplied by 60 is equals to the product of means. Okay, product of means means they are the middle values, which are the 54 and x. So here we write 54 multiplied by x means 54x. Now 54 is multiplied with the x and it is divided on the other side. So here we write 9 multiplied by 60 is divided by 54 is equals to x. Now after simplification we get 10 is equals to x, or also we write that x is equals to 10 because we find the value of x, so we place x on the left side. Okay, this is the answer and the value of x is equals to 10. Now, the question number 5 from the same exercise, but here we have the case when x on the third place. Okay, when x on the third place of a proportion, how we solve them? We start our question number 5, which is 5 ratio 9, proportion x ratio 27. Now, student, here we have started a solution. We write this proportion 5 ratio 9, proportion x ratio 27. We write the same formula, which is product of extreme is equals to product of mean. Now the product of extremes are 5 multiplied by 27 is equals to product of means 9 multiplied by x, which is directly write 9x. Now 9 is multiplied by the x, so we divide on the other side and we write here 5 multiplied by 27 is divided by 9 is equals to x. Now after simplification we get 15 here. So 15 is equals to x, or we also write that x is equals to 15. This is the final answer and the value of x is 15. Now, the question number 8 from the same exercise, but the case is when x on the first place. Okay, what we do if the x is on the first place? Okay, here we have x ratio 7, proportion 10, ratio 28. Now here we start a solution. We write the proportion in the same manner, which is x ratio 7, proportion 10, ratio 28. We write the same formula, which is product of extreme is equals to product of means. Now here are the product of extreme, which are x and 28. So we multiply x and 28, we get 28x is equals to 7 multiplied by 10, and 28 is multiplied with the x, so we divide on the other side and we write here 7 multiplied by 10 is divided by 28, and after simplification we get x is equals to 5 upon 2. Okay, this is the final answer, the value of x in the form of fraction. Okay students, here are some questions from the same exercise. Okay, the question number 9 is 70 ratio 45 proportion x, proportion 14 and ratio x. Here we start the solution. Okay, here we have the x on the fourth place. This is the first case which I discussed already in this same lesson. Okay, here we have 70 ratio 45 proportion 14 ratio x. Now the product of extreme is equals to product of mean. The extremes are 70x is equals to 45 multiplied by 14. Now x is equals to 45 multiplied by 14 is divided by 70, and x is equals to 9. Okay, this is the final answer. Now, when the ratio in a fraction form. Okay, here is another case which is a little bit different when the ratios are in a fraction form. How we simplify them? Okay, in the question number 10, we have 15 upon 45 is equals to 7 upon x. Now, here we start a solution. We write the same manners. We write in the same manner 15 upon 45 is equals to 7 upon x. Now students, the formula is same, which is the product of extreme and the product of mean. Now these one are the extreme values and these one are the mean values. So here we write the formula, product of extremes is equals to product of means. Now product of extreme means we multiply 15 by x, and product of means mean we multiply 40 by 5 by 7, or we write 7 multiplied by 45. Now after simplification we get 7 multiplied by 45 is divided by 15. Now further simplify them, then we get the answer x is equals to 21, which is the final answer, and we get the value of x in a fraction form. Okay students, here's the final answer, which is x is equals to 21. Now The question number 12 from the same exercise, which is 12 ratio 18 proportion x ratio 24. The solution is 12 ratio 18 proportion x ratio 24. The product of extreme is equals to the product of means. We know that the first and the fourth value are the extreme values and the middle values are the mean values. So here we find the product, which is the 12 multiplied by 24 is equals to 18 multiplied by x. Now students, we multiply 12 by 24, we get 288. Now here 18 is multiplied with the x, so we divide 18, 288 is divided by 18 here. Now after simplification we get 16 here, so 16 is equals to x, or also we write that x is equals to 16, which is the final answer. Now students, there is another topic from the same exercise, which is the direct proportion. Okay, it is the application of the proportion, which is the direct proportion. A proportion is said to be direct when two quantities are so related then that an increase in one causes the corresponding increase in another, and a decrease in one causes the corresponding decrease in the other. Now here we will start our exercise, which is exercise 5.3 from the page number 78 to 79. Here are some word problems which are related to the direct proportion. Now students, say the question number 1 is 25 kg of rice cost rupees 275. What would 100 kg cost? Now here we start our solution. Let the required cost be x. Okay, now the quantity to the ratio cost. Here we find the cost, which will let to be x. Now the quantity of rice, which is 25 kg, and the cost of that rice is 275 rupees. Now we find the cost of 100 kg rice, so here we write the 100 and to the ratio x. Why we write here x? Because the cost of 100 kg rice is unknown here, so we replace this by x. Okay, this is the same question as we find the value of x. Now students, here we write these ratio in a proportion form. Firstly we write 25, then ratio 100, then proportion 275, then ratio x. Now student, as you see, this becomes the proportion, and we use the same formula for using the unknown value of x. Now formula is same, which is the product of the extreme is equals to product of means. Now the extreme values are 25 and x, so here we write 25x is equals to 100 multiplied by 275. Now 25 is multiplied with x, so we divide on the other side, and here we write 100 multiplied by 275 is divided by 25. Now after simplification we get 100 multiplied by 11, because here we cancel 25 on the 25, and 25 11s are 275. So here we have 1100 multiplied by 11, then we get 1100. Okay, because this is the cost and cost is measured in the rupees, so here we write the unit of the cost, which is the x, is equals to rupees 1100. It means that the 100 kg rice cost is rupees 1100. Now students, okay, there is another question from the same exercise. The question number 2. Okay, a carpenter makes 150 tables in 30 days. In how many days will he makes 200 tables? Okay, here we start the solution. Let the required days be x. The number of tables are here and the days are here, and the ratio between the tables and the days. Now the number of tables are 150 and the number of days are 30. Now here we write the number of tables, which are 200, and the number of days which are unknown. So here we write the x. Now we arrange this ratio in a proportion form. So we write here 150 to the ratio 30, proportion 200 to the ratio x. Now the formula is same, which is product of extreme is equals to product of means. Now the extreme values are 150 and x, so we multiply 150 by x. Here we write 150x is equals to 30 multiplied by 200. X is equals to 30 multiplied by 200 is divided by 150, because 150 is multiplied with the x, so we divide is another side. Now here we write x is equals to 2 multiplied by 20, because after simplification we get here 20. So 2 multiplied by 20, then we multiply here 2 20s are 40, so the value of x is equals to 40. Now student, days, because here we find the number of days, so here we write the days, means the value of x are the days, so here we write x is equals to 40 days. It means that a carpenter makes 200 tables in 40 days. Now The question number 3 is a car travels 120 kilometers in 2 hours. How far will it travel in 5 hours? Here we start a solution. Let the required distance be x. Because what is that? How far will it travel? It means we find the distance. Now here we find the ratio between time to the ratio distance. Now students, here we write time, which is 2 hours. The distance is 120 kilometers. Now we find the distance in 5 hours, and the distance which is, we find that we let, or we suppose that it x. Now here we write these ratio in a proportion form. So we write here 2 ratio 120 proportion 5 ratio x. We use the same formula, which is the product of extreme is equals to product of means. Now the product of extremes are 2 multiplied by x is equals to mean values are the middle values. So 120 is multiplied with the 5. After some simplification, we divide 2 by the whole. 120 is divided by 120 is multiplied with a 5 and divided by 2. Now after simplification we get x is equals to 300. Now the kilometer is the unit of distance because our car travels 120 kilometer as above. Now the second distance or the second times distance we also mention in the kilometers. It means that a car travels in 5 hours is 300 kilometers. Okay, now students, the fourth question from the same exercise is the price of 5 meter cloth is rupees 200. How much cloth can be purchased for rupees 440? Here we start a solution. Let the required cloth be x meters. Okay, cost to the ratio length. Okay, the cost is 200 rupees and the length of the cloth is 5. Now, in rupees 440, we purchase how much length? So here we write the x. Now we write these ratios in a proportion form, which is 200 ratio 5 proportion 440 to the ratio x. We use the same formula, which is the product of extreme is equals to the product of means. Now the product of extreme means 200 is multiplied with x is equals to 5 multiplied by 440. Now after simplification, here we have 5 multiplied by 440 is divided by 200. Okay, student, here we cancel 0 by 0. Okay, so we get 5 multiplied by 44 is divided by 20. Okay, now students, here we cancel 20. Okay, 5 and the 5 and 5 fours are 20. So we get 44 upon 4. Okay, 4 ones are 4 and 4 elevens are 44. So the value of x is 11 and meters is the unit in which the cloth is measured. Okay, the length of the cloth is 11 meters. It means that we purchase 11-meter cloth in rupees 440. Okay, now students, here's a question number 5 from the same exercise. A train runs 180 kilometers in 3 hours. What time would it take to cover a distance of 1200 kilometers? Now let's start a solution. Let the required time be x. The distance to the ratio time. The distance is 180 to the ratio 3, and another distance which is 1200 and the time required which we let be x here. Now here we write these ratio in a proportion form. So here we write 180 to the ratio 1200 to the proportion 3 to the ratio x. Now the same formula used here, the product of extremes is equals to the product of means. Now students, as you know that the first and the fourth values are the extreme values, so we multiply 180 by x. So here we write 180x, and the middle values are the mean values. So here we write 1200 multiply by 3. Now 180 is multiplied with the x, so we divide on the other side. So here we write 1200 multiplied by 3 is divided by 180. Now after simplification, we get x is equals to 20. As you see students, if we cancel it by 3, means if we cancel 0 to 0 and 3 1 the 3, 3 6 the 18 and 6 cancel by these 12, 6 1 the 6 and 6 2 the 12 and 0 as it is, so we get 20 here. Okay, x is equals to 20. It's mean that the required time is 20 hours. Okay, the distance of 12 kilometers covered in 20 hours. This is the final answer. Now in question number 6, here we have, if rupees 500 is the cost of 5 cricket bats, find the cost of 9 bats. Okay, here we find the cost. So here let the required cost be x. Here we have the cricket bats to the ratio cost. 4 cricket bats to the ratio 500, then 9 cricket bats to the ratio x, because here we find the value of x. Okay, here we write these ratio in the proportion form. So we write here 4 ratio 9 proportion 500 ratio x. We use the same formula, which is the product of extreme is equals to the product of means. Now students, here we multiply the extreme values, which are 4 multiplied by x is equals to 9 multiplied by 500. Now 4 is divided on the other side. So here we write 9 multiplied by 500 divided by 4. Now after simplification, we get here rupees 1125. Okay student, as you see, we cancel it by 4. So 4 1 the 4, then 4 1 the 4, 1 carry over 0, it becomes 10, then 4 2 the 8, then 2 remaining here, so we carry 2 over 0, it becomes 20, then 4 5s are 20. Then we multiply it by 9, so we get 1125. Okay, it is the cost of 9 beds. Here we write the result, which is the cost of 9 beds is rupees 1125. It is the final answer. Now students, in question number 7, here we have 5 ballpoint pens cost rupees 100. What is the cost of 7 such ballpoint pens? Okay, here students, here we have the cost of 5 ballpoints, and we find the cost of 7 ballpoints. Now here we start a solution. Let the required cost be x. Okay, ballpoint pens to the ratio cost. Ballpoints are 5, ratio the cost is 100. The other number of ballpoints, which are 7 to the ratio x, because the cost is unknown here, so here we write the x. Now students, again we write these ratio in a proportion form. So here we write 5 ratio 100 proportion 7 to the ratio x. Now these are the extreme values and these are the mean values. Okay, the formula is same here. The product of extreme is equals to the product of means. We multiply 5 by x is equals to 100 by 7. Now, after simplification, we have as x is equals to 100 multiplied by 7 is divided by 5. Now, furthermore simplification, we get 140. Means 5 and the 5, 5 twos are 10, 0 as it is 20 multiplied by 7, so we get 140. It's mean that the cost of 7's ballpoint pens is rupees 140, because the cost is measured in rupees. So here we write the unit of cost, which is rupees. Okay, this is the final answer. Okay, now students, here we have if rupees 450 is the cost of 3 hockey sticks, how many he brought from rupees 1200? Okay, let the required hockey sticks be x. Cost to the ratio hockey sticks 450 to the ratio 3, 1200 to the ratio x. Okay, 450 to the ratio 1200 to the proportion 3, then the ratio x. Now the formula is same. The product of extreme is equals to the product of means. Here we write 450 is multiplied with x is equals to 1200 multiplied by 3. Now students, 450 is divided on the other side. So here we write 1200 multiplied by 3 is divided by 450. Now after simplification, we get here 8. Okay, here we write the 8 sticks. Why we write the 8 sticks? So here are the question. How many can he brought for rupees 1200? It's mean he brought hockey sticks. So in rupees 1200, he brought 8 hockey sticks. Now in question number 9, a worker earns rupees 600 in 5 days. How much will he earn in 12 days? Here we start a solution. Let the required earning be x. Okay, Here we find the ratio between the number of days and he earning. Okay, days ratio to the earning. The number of days are 5 and he earned in 5 days rupees 600. Now how much he earned in 12 days? So here are the number of days which are 12, but we don't know about the earnings. So here we let which is the earning is X here. Now student, here we write this ratio in a proportion form. So here we write 5 ratio 12 proportion 600 to the ratio x. Okay, the formula is same here. The product of extreme is equals to the product of means. As you know that a student, the first and the fourth values are the extreme values. So we multiply 5 by x. Here we write 5x, and the middle values or the second or the third values are the mean values. So we multiply 12 by 600. Now students, 5 is divided on the other side. So here we write 12 multiplied by 600 is divided by 5. After simplification, we get 1440. Okay, this is the cost. So here we write the rupees. Okay, so the result is the result is a worker earns rupees 1440 in 12 days. This is the final answer. Now we move towards the question number 10 from the same exercise, which is exercise 5.3. Okay, the question is a mason earns rupees 1750 in 10 days. In how many days will he earn rupees 4200? Now here we start a solution, which is a let the required days be x. Here we find the ratio between the number of earnings to the number of days. Okay, a mason earns 1750 in 10 days. Now 4200 is in how much days? So here we suppose which is x. Now we write these ratios in a proportion form. So here we write 1750 to the ratio 10 proportion to the 4200 to the ratio x. Now the formula is same, which is the product of extremes is equals to the product of means. Now here we multiply the extreme values, which are 1750 is multiply with x. Now student, here we write the 1750 x is equals to 10 multiplied by 4200. Okay, 1750 is multiplied with x, so we divide on another side, and here we write 10 multiplied by 4200 is divided by 1750. Okay, here we cancel 0 to 0, then we get 10 multiplied by 420 is divided by 175. Then we cancel it by the table of 7, so we get here 10 multiplied by 84 is divided by 35. Okay. Now students, here we simplify it by the table of 5. 5 to the 10 and 5 sevens are 35. So here we get 2 multiplied by 84 is divided by 7 here. Now students, we cancel it by 7. 7 1 the 7 and 7 12 the 84. So we multiply 2 by 12, then we get the 24. 24 days. It's mean that a mason earns 4200 in 24 days. Okay, students, this is the final answer of this question. It's mean that a mason earns 1750 in 10 days and he earns rupees 4200 in 24 days. Okay, students, here we have complete all the exercise in this lesson. Hopefully that you will understand properly. Okay, here's your home task. Note it down, please, carefully. Exercise 5.1. You do the question number 12, 13, and 15 yourself. But you also done the classwork, including the classwork. It means that the questions which I done in this my lecture, you also did in your home task. Okay, from the from the exercise number 5.2, you do the question number 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, and 12, including classwork. You also do the classwork in your fair copies. Okay, these in these questions, some questions I have done in my lesson, and the some which are remaining here, you do it yourself in your fair copies. Okay, from the exercise number 5.3, the question number 5, 6, 8, and 10 I also do the class. Okay, student, here I discuss all the question from the same exercise, which is the exercise number 5.3. So you note it down, all the questions, and you also do the rough work there. Okay, I show the questions in the simplest form, and I don't show the rough work in there. Uh, So you also do the rough work and also show the cancellation or the division or the multiplication work properly in your fair copies. So hopefully students that you will understand all the uh, like lesson carefully, listening and understand very properly. Then thank you for listening my lesson. Take care of yourself. Then Allah Hafiz.